You're going to have the first one here. Now here comes Jamison Williams around. There's your trailer. That's who's got him in man. Alontae Taylor. Really nice job by Graham Glasgow finding his man. You know somebody's being added. They're playing man coverage. You can see as the first player.
Yeah. What up, though? Welcome to another episode of Full Metal Analysis. I'm Bruce Diggy. Got my co-host Marcus, MJ Marcus. What's going on, man?
Oh man, living. Added a little. Figure I throw J-Mo on there, give him some love for that touchdown run.
I know, man. I love that clip. That was what's up. Everybody was kind of tripping. They was like, it was sweet, but don't do that no more. We don't want him to get hurt. We don't want him to get hurt. Yeah. I think he'll survive. Well, we got a victory. We got a victory, and we came out strong against the Saints. And then after that, I think they took like a coffee break. You know what I'm saying? It was like 21 is enough. We'll just chill out for the rest of the game because the rest of the game was slow as hell. But we got the victory.
The Saints, man. I didn't want to talk bad about the Saints before the game, going into the game, but the Saints to me is such a boring team, which is crazy because every now and then they'll hit you with a big play. Used to be on special teams, you see like a punt return for a touchdown, or like I said, they have Rashid Shaheed. He ain't played, but he's a big play waiting to happen. But other than those big plays, man, the Saints are such a boring team. Their defense is like wear you down, and they'll get some sacks, but I feel like Saints games are always boring. So the Lions were fortunate to get that head start, 21-point lead, because they needed every one of those points.
Yeah, man, I feel like they only two plays was throw the ball to Chris Olave and get a ball to Taysom Hill, and that was their playbook.
Somebody said, Taysom Hill, man, that was it was like, you might as well just put him at running back, man, like, because he's not gonna throw it, and
right.
Maybe they like him out of that formation. I don't know, but yeah, this is an old school, not a lot of big plays, kind of boring game, kind of grinded out type game.
Yeah, man. I think we somebody said something interesting. Like we had it under control until Frank Ragnar went down, and that's when the game changed for us because we our offense kind of stagnated, and our defense. I don't know what to say about our defense, man. Our defense, it's like not a good defense, but they make plays when they need to. That's all I can describe about our defense because. When we had those 7 turnovers, that should have been like a lot of points. You know what I'm saying? And they only got like 10 points out of that. And then at the end of this game, when we needed to stop at the end of the game, they got to stop. So like you'll run all over our defense. You know what I'm saying? You'll put up points, but this season it seems like when we need them to. They'll do what they need to do.
Interesting thing I heard coming out of that game was something that made me say, that's a good question. Was if Jameis Winston never comes into that game, do the Lions still win?
Probably not. I don't think they will. I think that Bruce Irvin saved our game. With his clean hit, by the way. With his clean hit. That was a clean hit.
It wasn't a clean hit. It wasn't a dirty hit. Nah, because you're wrong. It wasn't a clean hit. It wasn't a dirty hit, but it wasn't a legal hit, though.
Man, that was textbook how they train you to hit the dummies in practice.
Yeah, that was textbook of 2-3 years ago, and they was like, hey, we're rolling out this new rule where you can't fall on people. Here's a prime example of how not to tackle people anymore. That was it right there.
It's not his fault that
who was it? I think it was I don't think it was Clay Has that rule been around that long? It was somebody on the Packers who they just kept flagging my man because they kept saying he kept driving the quarterback into the ground. He like, man, like I did everything I could. And I want to say it's Clay Matthews, but I feel like they had two white dudes with long blonde hair. But I don't think it was Clay Matthews. I think it was the other guy. I can't remember who it was.
Anzalone?
No, the Anzalone played with Green Bay?
Oh, Green Bay. I thought you said the Saints.
No. This was when they first rolled that rule out. It was I want to say it was a pass rusher for the Green Bay Packers, and he just kept getting flagged for it. And it might have been Clay Matthews, but I can't remember.
Well, I don't know, man. I just feel like I don't know. That's me. I'm old because when I was taught to play football, my coach always said you run to the tackle, and that's what I saw him do. I didn't see him lift him up. I didn't see him. I saw he ran through him, and my man feet came off the ground, but I don't think he purposely lifted him up and put him in the ground. He just ran through him, and that was it. But I understand the rules have changed. That is not the rule no more. I mean, it sucks because that was a great hit. But anyway, moving on. Um, yeah, man. The defenses for me is just they do what they need to do, but they're not gonna shut down an offense, but they do what they need to do in the moments that they need to do it. That's what I've taken away from our defense.
Yeah, I'm still on the defense is bad, and it's a bunch of interchangeable parts. They're gonna go out there and they're gonna do the best they could do. I think the best thing you saw was Bruce Irvin in the sense of I guess it would be not the best thing you saw, but the positives of that game was Bruce Irvin came in and Hutchinson gave you his patented spin move, but this time the quarterback stepped into the pocket and Bruce Irvin was right there to clean it up, which was great to see. And then the same thing happened on the one where he hurt Carr. Like same thing, Hutchinson rushed the passer, Carr stepped up, and Bruce Irvin came in and cleaned it up. So I mean that's all anybody really wants to see is just somebody on the other side coming in to clean it up. And of course, at times, yeah, Hutchinson got to finish the play. And the other thing that I saw that was good was, I don't think Jack Campbell looked lost out there. He seemed to do fine. But yeah, I still stand by that the Lions' best defense is the offense having the ball.
Yeah. Jack Campbell did a good job, man. He didn't do the job that Anzalone would have did if he was in there. Because Anzalone's been having an all-star year, but I can see him doing big things. The sad thing is that we lost Ali McNeil out of this offense. So one of the questions I did hear though is the fact that the defense is having so much trouble. Is it Aaron Glenn or is it the players?
I think it's the Detroit culture. I think it's the Detroit culture. I think the players are who they are. I feel like it's a bunch of 70s, like if we playing Madden, it's a bunch of 70s and 80s players, and we wondering why we not getting 90s, 90 rating performances out of these guys. Like it's just not gonna happen. Same thing, we'll talk about it later, but I'll just throw it in right now. Same thing with the Pistons. Like, why are the Pistons this bad? Are they really this bad? They are this bad, and it is a bunch of the talent is not that high, but at the same time, the Pistons and the Lions, like it's the coaching staff. It's the coaches in Detroit. I'm sure it's other elsewhere, but it just don't feel like it. Just feel like this is just a Detroit thing where like these coaches, man, are stuck in the past, my way or the highway type coaches. Like you look at Miami, Mike McDaniel. that guy does not seem like a my way or the highway type coach. You know, he seemed like he having a good time. He seemed like, hey guys, let's go out here and bust their ass. And if you with it, then hey, you gonna play. And if you could help us do that, then you gonna play. But like in Detroit, man, it's like look at Isaiah Buggs. Like, what is up with that? You know, Isaiah Buggs is one of our best interior D linemen, but he plays like every other game. You know, Jonah Jackson, Dan Campbell kind of alluded to like Jonah Jackson was like protecting his brand type thing. Like, I don't really feel 100%, so I'm gonna sit this one out. And then same thing with the Pistons. Like Jaden Ivey was your number one pick last year, and you know they talked about the last game. He didn't get into the game until the second quarter. Like your first overall pick got benched the whole first quarter essentially. So like I think it's just a Detroit thing where we are more concerned about the message than winning the game.
Yeah, so I was listening to one of the insiders talk about the bug situation, and I mean, it was basically what we thought it was from what he's saying. He's saying that you know Bucks missed the OVAs due to a family situation before the season started, and they told him, "Hey, you missed these games. You're gonna have to take a little step back for a second, but we get you back in there." And he didn't accept that. Instead of accepting it, he went on social media, said this some bullshit, took all his lying stuff down, and I don't want to be here no more. And instead of that working out the way he wanted it to work out, they was like, all right, well, you out then. And now I guess that relationship is better, but he had to take a back seat.
Yeah, man. That I mean, I'm not, it is what it is. That's this team is 9-3, so who am I to question how they do things? But at the same time, like I'm getting a little I just this whole my way or the highway type thing, man, just it's getting a little tiresome, man, for me personally.
Well, I think they just gotta they gotta no one is they like the temptation. No one is bigger than the team.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Nah, like I said, I'm cool with it. Like I said, they doing fine, but it's just when it comes to how could this defense improve? It's stuff like that. Like going into this season, you penciled in Buzz as a starting interior tackle, and now the way things are shaking out, he's not the starting interior tackle. You depends on when they're gonna use him. And the Lee McNeil. Now you lost him, so now you moving down the depth chart. So yeah, as you move down the depth chart, you're gonna get less and less results. Right now they're leaning on my man. I can't even pronounce his name, but what was he like?
Bohanna.
Yeah, was he like a free agent or something?
He was on the practice squad, and they bought him up from the practice squad.
Okay.
But they got him. They just signed a guy, Alua, and Bohanna, Alua, and those are the new guys. And then of course, it's Pascal and Anzarike.
And another they people saying where is Broderick Martin?
From what I've been hearing from Broderick Martin, because Woodward got a lot of insiders on their show, and from what they're saying is he not ready. They still working on him. The coaches said that they drafted him as a project, and they still saying that they said he was a project, and he is a project.
Wow. They said what's the name was a project too, so that's weird. He's the third pick on the project. They drafted Sorsdahl as a project, and look at they needed him and they threw him into the fire.
Well, the only reason they put Sorsdale in there is because so many offensive linemen been getting hurt. I think if
A lot of defensive linemen have getting hurt too.
Well, it's only McNeil really.
McNeil's hurt. Onwuzurike gets hurt every other game. Or Onwuzurike, I don't think I've ever seen Onwuzurike play. Honestly, maybe like last year I saw him play like a little bit, but and then
I would say last year his back was hurt. This year he just hasn't proven himself better than the guys that are already in. But I think we're deeper at defensive lineman than we are offensive lineman.
Well, you had to go out and you had to sign a practice squad guy, and then you just signed a free agent. Like the only reason you deep at defensive line is because you go out there getting guys when you got a third round draft pick sitting on your bench.
They see him in practice, man. I don't know what to tell you.
It's weird. It's just weird to me.
The couple of times that he was in the game, man, he made a couple of plays, man, but I don't know what they're seeing in practice, but whatever they're seeing in practice, he must not be getting it.
Hey, it is what it is. But moving on, man. They got Chicago this week, out in the elements. They monitoring the wind. That's what I'll keep hearing is it's gonna be cold, but is it gonna be windy? I don't think it's gonna be no snow or nothing like that. But what are you what's your feeling for this game?
The way I feel about this game is I think that we're gonna come out and we're gonna play better than we did them against them the last time. The only reason that I say we dropped this one is because of the weather. Because of the we don't Jared Goff doesn't play good in the bad weather, and if he can get over that and have a decent game, then I think we can win. We'll win this game. But if he comes out and he lets the elements get to him, then it's gonna be a long game, man. And we might slip away and lose this one, but it depends on how they come out, man. I think we should win this one. I was gonna say like 27-21 or 24, something like that. That's the range I had it in. So we just have to see how they play in this weather. I did hear by the way that I think we're just gonna miss the bad weather by one day, but I'm not sure. I think they said the bad weather was coming on Saturday to Chicago, and it ain't gonna be sunny, but it ain't gonna be rainy or nothing.
So yeah, we all know Jared Goff struggles in the elements. I don't think that this game is gonna be like I thought last week against the Saints was gonna be their easiest game going forward. We did struggle against the Bears last time. I don't know. I just feel like it's hard for on paper. It seems on paper, I would definitely say that yeah, we go out there and Jared Goff struggles throwing the ball. We try to run it. The game starts off slow, and then we just it's gonna be like a New Orleans Saints type game, like grind it out. Fields is gonna run. He's gonna run. That's what he does. It's probably gonna be some big plays back and forth, and then it's gonna come down to the wire, neck and neck game. Like that's what I see on paper, but like in my heart, I feel like there's been so much scrutiny on Goff about his lack of performance in the elements that it would seem like in my mind, it would tell me that he's going to kind of step up for this game. The Bears defense is a lot better We definitely saw that the last time we played them, and if you know they're gonna have the home field advantage, but I just kind of feel like they're gonna lean on Montgomery again. Golf is gonna make enough throws to get through the game, and this is gonna be. I know I said the Saints should be their easiest game, but I feel like this game they should win it pretty handily. To be honest with you.
Um, my only confidence is in golf having a good game in the elements. I don't want to doubt him because he seemed when I interviewed him, he seems pretty confident. You know what I'm saying? He seems pretty confident. He because the reporters were asking him about it, and no, they kept on asking him over and over again, like, "How do you feel about the weather? How do you feel about the weather?" And he was just kind of like, "Man." I mean, he didn't say it, but he was staying professional, but he was kind of like, "Man, I don't know why y'all keep asking me. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. You know what I'm saying? A
Mhm.
weather game is a weather game. So I go out there and play my best. I played in weather games before, so I mean, he seems confident in it, but
Yeah, yeah, that's golf,
being
man. That's
confident and actually doing is two different things. So, but
yeah.
I am glad to see that he believes in himself. I mean, that seems like to be his biggest flaw. Not when he doesn't believe in himself. When he doesn't believe in himself, he plays bad.
Yeah,
But when he goes out there with that confidence, he does pretty well.
when he talking, he's always gonna believe in himself when he's talking. I've never heard him do an interview where he didn't feel like every question was like, "Why are you asking me that?" I think going back to it, I think the key to the game is that first quarter. As long as you can get through the first quarter, I think the Lions win. Now, if you come out there and golf turns it over in the first quarter, then you're looking at a loss.
I, I think the key to the game is not turning the ball over and scoring in the red zone.
And putting up more points than the other team.
The defense will make us stop when they need to.
Yeah, nah. I think golf is gonna come out and because I feel like looking back at it, that's how usually these games start. You know, me and you start texting, and on a bad game, it's usually one of us saying like, "Man, golf look real shaky right now," and usually he settles down. Like, think about the Baltimore game, right? He looked shaky in that game, and the game just started getting away from him, and then he never settled down. But if you flip that, he looked shaky against Chicago, and but it wasn't the game never really got away. Well, it did actually, but you was still always within like a score, and then they put it up by like 2 scores, and then the Lions came back and got back. But like as long as it's not like you know I don't even want to be crazy like 21, but like if it's 14-0 going into the second quarter, they're not gonna win that game.
I mean, he seems to, yeah. If he goes out there and he's shaky and he's not playing well, then it's rough for the whole team because they seem to when he's not going, they seem to not be able to get anything going offensively or defensively. But because our defense when he's playing shaky, our defense are put in bad situations because Dan starts taking chance gambling, starts gambling, and then we get a lot of short fields. So if we can control the game like we are comfortable doing, then I think we should win. But Hutch cut his hair, so I mean that's a good thing. I mean that'll change something, right?
Nah, you're gonna be like Hutch should have kept his hair because it ain't helping him get no sacks. That's what I'm gonna see. Or it's gonna be
Man,
like
Hutch gonna have 4 sacks this week,
or
man.
or I'm gonna get that text. It's like he ain't got no excuse. He don't even got no hair to be in his eyes. How did he not get Justin Fields? Well, I
Yeah,
got it.
man. I think, but I agree with you, man. If they come out in control of the game and they don't turn the ball over, I think we should win. We didn't turn the if we didn't turn the ball over 4 times last game, then even though they didn't get but what 10 points out of those 4 turnovers, uh, it's I think we would have won that game easily.
Yeah, I got it. I'm thinking I'm looking at about 26 to 16.
I can see that if they come out and play the way I know they can play, if they come out and play like the Lions at the beginning of the season, then I can see that. One rumor that I've been hearing is that Adamakin Sue is on the market and he's looking to join the team. It doesn't look like he wants to join the Lions though, but he is out there.
You want my opinion on it? You want my opinion on it?
I mean, I already know your opinion, but go ahead and tell the people.
You know what, man? Tell me my opinion. Go ahead. I just want to hear what would you think? What would you think my opinion would be?
You think that the Lions are not gonna get Namakasu because he doesn't fit the culture, and there's no way he's gonna come to Detroit.
That's pretty much the short and sweet of it. That's pretty much the short and sweet of it. You know, they talked about I heard that little interview, not an interview, but it was a quote from Sue this offseason talking about you know, he's gonna take his time on finding the new team, you know, like that way he don't gotta go through training camp. Ha 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 ha. And like, yeah, does that sound like somebody that Dan Campbell wants on his team? You know, Sue is kind of a diva, you know, kind of a me guy. You know, definitely a smart guy, but you know, just doesn't seem like the type of player that the Lions would sign.
Well, they need some help, so I mean, maybe we'll get lucky and Brad Holmes will shock the world and make a sign.
I think you see Broderick Martin and Isaiah Buggs tag teaming on that D line before you see Ndamukong Suh.
I want to see Broderick Martin, man. I hope he does get out there.
Yeah, me too. But it don't look like it. You got anything? You got anything before we get into? Well, you know I got to talk about the Pistons, but before I get into that, you got anything?
No, I mean I think that's pretty much it, man. I didn't have a whole lot for this week, man. We played the Bears before, so hopefully we made some adjustments from what the last time we seen them. I think we're a better team than the Bears, so we should come out and play well.
Tonight, I haven't checked the line, but the last I saw, the Pistons were giving Orlando 11.5 in Orlando. Pistons are on a 18-game losing streak, and I got mixed emotions about it because coming into the season, you know, I'm gonna repeat myself again, but I was just, you know, screaming from the mountaintops, like just trying to tell anybody and everybody, like, this team sucks. And you know, if you know, I understand people was telling me like, hey man, you know, give him a chance. You know, you ain't even seen him step on the court yet. And I'm like, no, man, this team sucks. And it was just because everybody's got NBA players. You know, hey, if I was playing these guys, they would destroy me. I understand that. But I'm looking at these guys against other NBA teams and other NBA stars, and the level of talent just did not match up at all. And from what I had seen of Cade, like that vision wasn't really matching up because Cade's style is so unorthodox. There are not a lot of people. I can't honestly, like when I've tried to think about it, like whose game does Cade like? Cade plays like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant plays at a slow, like lulling, meticulous pace. DeMar DeRozan plays at that same pace. But these guys are efficient scorers. And Cade is a scorer. He's not efficient, but he is a scorer. But the other problem with that is he's your point guard. So he shouldn't necessarily be looking to be a scorer. He should be looking to be a setup man and then get his buckets, once everybody's involved in the game. And he it's just a mess, man. But
so what I've been hearing is that the Pistons don't know how to close out games. They're in the game for 3 quarters or 3.5 quarters, and then when it comes down to the final stretch, it all just falls apart.
yeah, that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. I would go a little further and say, the idea that they don't know how to close out games kind of makes me think that they have a chance. and while you're watching the game, you don't. I'm not gonna say you don't get the sense, but like I said, like I always say, man, if I'm betting on basketball, I want to bet on the best player on the court. And we just lost to the Memphis Grizzlies, who have only won 5 games. Ja Morant is out. Ja Morant being their best player, and it's an up and coming guy, Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane is built like Doug Martin from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from a few years ago. Short, stocky guy. But Desmond Bane dropped 49 points on the Pistons. It's a close game. It's a close game the whole game, but you got a guy that's flirting with 50. Like that guy, that team should win. It's just point blank period. If a guy drops damn near 50, that's who you're gonna pick to win the game. And that's what I keep going back to, man, is that the Pistons do not have a guy who could go out there and on any given night give you 40. And until you get that, I don't view the Pistons as any type of threat. They've lost 18 games in a row. The record is like 26 games in a row. And people are looking at, will they break the record for the most consecutive losses? Will they go back-to-back months without winning a game? And will they finish the season as the worst record in NBA? And all these things are on the table, and it's unfortunate.
It might help if you play your number 1 draft pick from last year, but what do I know?
that would definitely help. These lineups, it's a new starting lineup every game. Add on to it that Jalen Duren sprained his ankle again. He's gonna be out for at least another 2 weeks. So now that's gonna be a whole nother starting lineup because you got to replace him. And the only thing I'm gonna watch the game tonight. I'm kind of watching because I just want to see, now at this point, it's like the 0-16 Lions. You just glued to watching bad. And wow, how much worse can it get? And then every game it gets worse. So it's like, wow, I just gotta follow just to see where it goes from here. But the only thing I'll say is I just want to attack this narrative that I've been hearing and that I thought earlier today on a video. And it's this lame narrative that the Pistons should not go get Zach LaVine, because if the Pistons go get Zach LaVine, it's just going to be Blake Griffin trade all over again, which is such a false narrative that people are just hopping on. And the reason I say it's so off base is because if you go back, I looked it up. It was like 2017, 2018 when Blake Griffin got traded to the Pistons. That team 2 years ago made the playoffs, got swept by LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers. No shame in that. Pistons aren't going to beat LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Following year, they missed the playoffs. I think they finished with the 9th over, they were ninth in the East, so they just missed the playoffs. And then they go out there and they give up everything to get Blake Griffin, who was the most mid superstar you could find. And so why is that different? Because that team was relevant. That team was like borderline playoff team. They made the playoffs and then they missed the playoffs. And then when they got Blake Griffin, they made the playoffs again, as a matter of fact. But the fact is that team was like, they had hope. There was potential in that team, and you saw it. This team right here has no hope. There is no hope. By going out and getting Blake Griffin, you set the franchise back. You couldn't draft no more. You couldn't make no more moves. Your cap space was spent. Like, you handcuffed yourself to Blake Griffin, and it was over. This team right here, we have nothing. Like, yeah, we got K, we got Ivy, we got Durham, we got all this young talent. We got all this cap space. We are a laughingstock in the league right now. We at the bottom of the league. Like, there's nowhere you can't go any further. And going into next year, you can't go any lower than you are now. Like, so now it's like to say that this move would set the Pistons franchise back, I feel like it's just such a lazy narrative, because by doing nothing, you setting the Pistons franchise back. So it's crazy that I've turned Zach LaVine into a savior for the Detroit Pistons, but that's the only realistic thing I could see, like, making the Pistons relevant, is going out and getting Zach LaVine, which I don't think they'll do. I think they'll go out the small forward in Charlotte named Gordon Hayward. He's been around. He's been in the league for a while. He's a good player. Guy can't stay healthy to save his life. I think they go out and get him. Then they win a couple games with him. Then he gets hurt and he's out for the season. And this is all for nothing. That's what I think this goes. That's where I think this goes. But that's all I got to say about the Pistons, man. You got anything on it?
I don't have much, man. I mean, I hope they can turn it around. You know me. I haven't been able to watch the games, but I don't know what everybody keep describing to me, man. I mean, you say it's the team. It sounds like coaching to me, man. And I don't know if Monty was the right guy to go out and get.
That's a fair statement. I mean, it's fair for fans to question Monty. I don't even know if Monty want to be here. Like I said, he got stuff going on at home. He was supposed to. He just got fired, and before he could even make his plans for the summer, that Pistons was banging on his door to come coach our team. The one thing Monty did do that I was happy to see is that something that I was asking for was moving Cade to the shooting guard, and I was asking for Jaden Ivey to bring it up. He moved Cade to the shooting guard, but he put Killian at the point. And but to Killian's credit, Killian's been playing really good ball. He did this last year where he played a stretch where he's playing really good ball. So Killian will give you a good stretches, and then after a while, man, he just nosedives and turns back into the Killian that we all want to see gone.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say Ivy is better than Killian?
Yeah, absolutely.
So why not have Ivy run the point?
I don't know, man. Why not have Broderick Martin out there? Did the coach see something that I don't see?
Well, at least with Broderick Martin, they're explaining is because he still needs work. With Ivy, you don't know why he's sitting on the bench. He's just sitting on the bench.
Well, with Ivy last year, Dwayne Casey had Ivy out there. And so not only was the entire team hurt, but it was a different coach. Who, to Dwayne Casey's credit, I gave Dwayne Casey a lot of crap, but Dwayne Casey would let guys go out there and do their thing, like, regardless of how good or bad they were. So I give him credit for that. But Dwayne Casey was out there last year. K was hurt. All your veterans was hurt. Like to your point, you had no choice but to play Ivy last year. And I thought he did fine. I thought he showed a lot of potential. But yeah, Monty Williams came in here, and I don't know what. I don't know, man. Ivy cut his hair.
Like I said, Like I said, coaching.
Ivy cut his hair.
Like you said, like you said, every night it's a new starting lineup. That sounds like a guy that has not figured out how he wants to run this team.
No, you listen to him in the press conferences, man, and he this guy, to your point, coaching, yeah, this guy doesn't care about winning, and not in the sense that like he's just here for a check. No. He doesn't care. Like if he's got two choices, either I'm gonna win this game or I'm gonna make my point. Oh, he making his point. That's what he on right now. He on. I'm gonna show these guys that you can't play like this. And if we lose every game, we lose every game. I had coaches like this, man, and that's what it feels like. It feels like that one coach is like. I had one time a coach put 4 guys out there because he was like, "That's all I got. I only got 4 guys that's gonna listen to me. We only gonna play 4 guys right now." And that's what Monty feels. That's the vibes I'm getting off of Monty right now.
Yeah, dog. All the arrows are pointing at Monty.
Yeah, I mean, but even if Monty put his best effort out there, this is still a 25 win team.
I mean, I'm not saying that we're gonna go out. I'm not saying that we should go out and win the championship. But I mean, if you got, you should, like you said, you should put your best effort forward to try to win these games, and it just doesn't seem like he's doing it.
Yeah, no, I think he's trying to make a point, and where that's gonna get him, I have no idea. Like I said, I don't even know how many of these guys are gonna be around next year, but I'm gonna watch the game tonight just for S's and G's, and see if the Pistons could make history, good or bad.
Well, hopefully they win tonight, man. That's all I can do because I can't watch it. I'll follow the score on my little sports app and see how they doing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're looking at next year. They got, they had it this offseason and they did absolutely nothing with it. But they got a ton of cap space going into next year. They got a bunch of expiring contracts, and they flirting with the number 1 overall pick. So, hey, who knows? We shall see. But yeah, man. Moving on. Looking at our picks from last week. I had a bad feeling about last week, man, and I was correct, man. You killed me last week. Seattle versus Dallas. We was both on Dallas, giving 9.5. Seattle ended up covering, but we was both on Dallas. The Colts played the Titans. We was both on the Colts. Colts was given 1. Colts pulled that out. Detroit against New Orleans. Detroit was given 4. They won by 5, and you took Detroit. I took New Orleans, so you got me on that one. Denver played Houston. I took Denver. You took Houston. Houston given 3.5. Houston covered that one. Atlanta played the Jets. I was like, man, 2. You took Atlanta. I took the Jets. I don't know why I took the Jets, but Atlanta covered that too.
You had no faith. You had no faith in Desmond Ritter.
But I had faith in Nick. I have no idea because I have no faith in Nick Boyle. I think Nick Boyle is currently got the title for the worst quarterback in football.
No, I think you were more so interested in the Jets defense.
Okay. Because I remember when Jared Goff was here, and I was so tired of seeing Jared Goff here. And I was like, man, the backups can be worse than Jared Goff. And then they put Nick Boyle in, and it was David Blau. At least David Blau went out there and he tried his heart out. David Blau, he's not an NFL quarterback, but that guy will go out there and give you what he got. But Nick Boyle, man, I was like, this guy sucks. And he's going to the Jets, and he's kept up with his.
I forgot that Blau was still on our roster, man. Did you? Yeah. Somebody said that we got 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think he's on the practice squad. Like they just like having him around. Chargers and New England. I broke my rule. I took New England, getting 5.5. Well, Chargers won by 6. So you took Chargers. I got you on Arizona versus Pittsburgh. I don't know what got in Arizona, but they destroyed Pittsburgh. They destroyed Pittsburgh. And ever
And
since
I
you said
think
Pittsburgh,
Kenny Pickett get hurt again?
he did get hurt again, but they was getting destroyed before that.
Oh,
The
okay.
weather, they stopped the game because of weather, and it was a whole thing. But they ended up winning by like double digits, 24-10. And Pittsburgh lost yesterday. So ever since you declared that the Pittsburgh Steelers are unstoppable, they have been stoppable.
I broke that curse.
Yeah, you did.
I broke the luck. I shouldn't have mentioned it.
You shouldn't have. Yep. So now they are mortal again. They were just waiting for you to make that statement. I was surprised. We were both on Miami against Washington. Washington was getting 9.5. It did not matter to Miami. Miami blew them out. Carolina versus Tampa Bay. We both took Tampa Bay, but Carolina covered. Pretty sure they still lost.
They did.
Oh my goodness. San Francisco. You took San Francisco. I took Philly. The 3. Shit. Should have settled for 23. San Francisco blew out Philly. And then effing Jalen Hurts, who I was playing the fantasy, had the nerve to get hurt and come back in. Like he got hurt. I was like, dang, well, I don't gotta worry about him fantasy no more. He came back in and threw a touchdown. I'm like, damn you, Jalen Hurts.
I didn't know he got hurt.
Yeah, he somebody fell on his knee, but then they put him in there for concussion protocol. And the game was out of reach. Like they was down by what they ended up losing by? They ended up losing by 42-19. So the game was like 35-10 or something like that. And they put him back in the game in the fourth quarter. Like, whatever. He came out through a touchdown, so good for him. Cleveland. No. You took Cleveland. I took the Rams. Rams was given 4. Rams pulled that one out for me. Even though Joe Flacco looked way better than anybody could have expected. Shock of the night. I didn't even see this one. I just took the points. Kansas City went to Green Bay. I took Green Bay. You took Kansas City. Green Bay outright won that game.
Yeah, I don't know what's gotten into Jordan Love, but he is playing amazing football right now. So the Bears got the mentality that the Packers have. I've been hearing like everybody been saying the Bears are like, well, we're not out of the playoffs. All we got to do is win 5 games and we in. And I was like, oh, is that all y'all got to do, huh?
Well,
but Green Bay, if they keep playing like they are playing, they might make a run in the playoffs. But I still don't think they're any better than the Lions. No, they did pull out that victory against us, but if we had to face them in the playoffs, I think we will take that game.
Yeah, we were worried about Minnesota, but Minnesota's seen that cooled off. But now Green Bay is creeping up. You know, it's a very close race for second, it appears, but you don't want to sleep too much on them because somebody's trying to catch up to us. The last game was Cincinnati versus Jacksonville. We was both on Jacksonville, and Cincinnati somehow won that game outright.
Yeah, because the backup quarterback, I forgot his name, but he threw 33 for 35.
Something like that. Yeah, Jake Browning ran for a touchdown. I think he threw a touchdown. Joe Mixon sighting 2 touchdowns. It was a very, very, very exciting game, I guess you could say. All right. So looking at the games for this week, Detroit going to Chicago, giving Detroit giving 3.5.
Yeah, I'm taking Detroit. I think that Detroit covers the spread.
Detroit versus everybody. I'm on Detroit. The Rams are going to Baltimore. Baltimore is giving the Rams 7.5. I'm like, is somebody hurt that I'm missing, or they just like Baltimore like that, huh?
um, so I want to take the Ravens, but I heard that Lamar Jackson is sick. He got the flu or something. So based on that, I'm gonna take the Rams with the points.
I'm gonna take the Rams as well. I feel like 7.5 is a really big number for somebody not to be hurt on the Rams.
But
Um,
knowing my luck, Lamar Jackson gonna come out and have his flu game.
yeah, I mean, typically I would take the Ravens on a game like this just because it's just so crazy. But no, I'm gonna take the Rams. Houston is going to New York and playing the Jets. Houston only giving 3.5 on the road.
Of course, I'm taking Houston. Like you said, Tim Boyle is not it.
Oh no, it's back
Uh,
to the Zach Wilson show.
oh, still. I mean, that's like going from the bottom to almost the bottom. CJ Stroud is having a hell of a year. I'm still gonna ride the CJ Stroud train. I have no faith in Tim Boyle, Zach Wilson. Unless you tell me Aaron Rodgers is stepping on the field, the Jets are not gonna win that game.
Yeah, we're on the same page. Even if I wanted to conjure up some type of way that the Jets could win this game, it's like Will Anderson just coming off of his best game last week against the Broncos. I think he had like 2 sacks, a forced fumble. Will Anderson had a hell of a game, and the Jets are notorious for having a bad O line. So I mean, no matter how I twist my head and turn, I can't pick the Jets. Indianapolis Colts going to Cincinnati. People believe in Jake Browning now. The Bengals are given 2.
Jake Browning was a fluke. The Colts are my new Pittsburgh. For some reason, they win games. No one knows why, but they're winning games. So I'm going to go with the Colts.
Man, you just use some type of
I just
psychology on
I
me.
just ended the Colts season.
Right, because I was gonna go with the Colts, but then you said that, so then it's like, oh man, I can't keep this season away from the Colts season. So like I can't. I did want Jake Browning as my fantasy quarterback, so I can't twist and turn my head that way. But yeah, no, the Colts have been like this plenty of times where like they be winning games all different types of ways, and you never really know how they're gonna win the game. And I would love to take the Colts, but like I said, you just ended their season, so I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. um, Carolina is going to New Orleans. Carolina is getting 6 in New Orleans. Not sure about Derek Carr.
I'll take the points. I think Carolina hangs around and stays close. They still
Um,
lose, but I think they cover it. I think
yeah,
they cover it.
yeah, man. I hate, and I do mean hate. I hate to agree with you, but this is one of those games where I say New Orleans has no business giving anybody 6. So yeah, I take Carolina, and Derek Carr appears to be questionable, so I'll take Carolina. Tampa Bay going to Atlanta. Atlanta giving 2.
Uh, Tampa Tampa Bay is shaky, man. You never know what you're gonna get out of them. But I'm gonna take Tampa Bay.
This is crazy. I agree with you, man. Two is a little strong for me to be like, yeah, Atlanta, Atlanta should never be giving anybody two. That's a little strong statement to make. but that's kind of how I feel. So yeah, I kind of gotta take Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is super shaky, but and Atlanta does have a good secondary. And when when Tampa Bay is on, it's Mike Evans. But
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay as well. Jacksonville going into Cleveland. Cleveland giving 3.
Trevor Lawrence is hurt, so I'm gonna roll with Cleveland. Cleveland still has that defense. I mean, their quarterback position has been shaky all year, and I think the fact that they lost Nick Chubb this year has hurt them. But that defense is everything for them, so I'm still gonna roll with them.
Yeah, I don't even know who Jacksonville's backup quarterback is. I do. It was CJ Beathard. And CJ Beathard hasn't played in like years. I feel like
you don't have to make up no names, man. You just say you don't know who he is.
I was rooting for that guy when that was back when San Francisco was still looking for a quarterback, and he ended up in the game. But quarterbacks tend to look a lot better at San Francisco than they do elsewhere. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Cleveland. That's damn near like a lock pick of the week for me. Seattle versus San Francisco. I feel like they just played. I feel like they played like 3 times already this year. But San Francisco is giving 11.
Damn, 11
at home.
San Francisco is going to wipe the floor with the Seahawks. The Seahawks have been playing terrible the last couple of weeks. The San Francisco wins that game and covers.
Yeah, I feel you. It's tough, man. I think Kenneth Walker plays. I'm trying to talk myself into
it. Go for it.
San Francisco has looked like dominant since they come back from that 3-game losing streak. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go with Seattle.
You talked yourself into it. Way to have faith in Geno.
Because it's really nothing it's really nothing about Seattle. And it's just more like these. I should say the 11 is all San Francisco. It's not because Seattle's a bad team. It's just because San Francisco just put up 42 on the Eagles. So it's like, well, they could do anything to anybody. We got to set it high. So I think I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go off of that theory. But yeah, right. San Francisco is super hot, and it does go against my nature to take the super hot team. But 11 is a lot, So that's a coin flip, man. Or it's a San Francisco ass whooping. I mean, it could go either way. I don't know.
Right.
Minnesota going to Las Vegas. Las Vegas getting 3 at home.
Justin Jefferson is back. So I kind of want to go. I kind of want to go Minnesota, but the way they played against the Bears last week, man, give me a 3 with the Raiders.
I think Minnesota and the Bears was on a bye, but the week before that, yeah, they played each other.
I think Justin Jefferson has been out all season. I think he's going to be a little bit rusty. So, yeah, I'll take Raiders with the points.
I'm with you. I'm going to take the Raiders, too. Raiders got smashed. I want to say the last time we saw the Raiders, they got popped by Miami, which is no shame in losing to Miami. But other than that, they've been 2-1 with Antonio Pierce. So, they beat two teams. They lost to Miami. Minnesota's a mid-level team, so they could win this game. So, yeah, I'm taking the Raiders as well. Buffalo going to KC. Chiefs giving 1.
Oh, 1.
Yeah, I thought we just saw this game too.
That always kills me. I'm gonna go with KC. The Buffaloes have been real streaky this year, and I think KC will definitely bounce back from that loss they had last week, and they take it out on Buffalo.
Yeah, man, I can't. Any other week, I would take Buffalo, but it's hard for me to take the Chiefs losing because you asked me to take the Chiefs losing back-to-back games, and I can't do that.
Right.
I'm with you. I'm taking Kansas City. Denver going to LA to play the Chargers. Denver getting 2.5.
I'm gonna call Denver out on their bullshit and say that the winning streak they went on was some bullshit. And I'm gonna take Justin Herbert. He's not good at winning big games, but I don't consider Denver a big game. I think they go ahead and take this game. Yeah, I don't see them. I don't see Denver with a dynamic offense. Even though the Chargers had a worse pass defense in the league, I think they can hold tight in the shootout against Russell Wilson. Herbert wins that.
I think that this game on paper is a textbook. Give me Denver. My thing about Denver is they're not that. My thing about Denver is they find ways to win, and my thing about the Chargers is they find ways to lose. And this will be a game that'll go down to the wire, and like I said, Denver seems to find ways to win, and Chargers find ways to lose. So taking Denver in the points. I almost feel like this is my lock as well. I didn't get the line on this one. Philly is going to Dallas. Philly is getting 3.5.
I want Dallas to win, even though I hate to my soul to root for Dallas. But they're not gonna win. Philly's gonna win that game. They took a beating from San Francisco, and somebody's got to pay. And it looks like Dallas is that team.
You said it all right there. Going Philly. Tennessee is going to Miami. Miami giving 13.
I think that Miami covers that 13. I have no faith in Tennessee. I wish they would just go ahead and trade Derrick Henry so he can be a star somewhere else. He's wasting his talent there.
Yeah, he is. And I feel like this line is too low. I mean, it make me think you had to put it like 17.5, and then I'd be like, ooh. But yeah, 13. Give me 13. I'll take 13 all day.
A question real quick. Do you think Tyreek Hill, I think he was only like 170 yards away from like 2,000 yards or something like that. You think he breaks it this week or next week?
The last thing I saw, it was like with the he would need like 100 yards in the remaining 5 games.
Oh, so this week?
No. He would need to average 100 yards in each of the 5 games to.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But do I think he breaks it for the season? Yeah, because unlike Barry Sanders, I think when you got a chance to break records, you should do it. Even though Mike McDaniel had a chance to break the record for like the most points scored in the game, and he didn't do that either. But I think for his player, he'll do it. I think as a
Well,
team.
Barry broke it. Barry did break the 2,000 yard record.
Yeah, I was talking about like that. What was that for his most yards?
Oh, the Peyton, Walter Payton.
That one, but I'm talking about the rookie for a rookie.
Most yeah.
Green Bay versus the Giants. Giants getting 6.5 at home.
Oh well, that's fairly simple. Green Bay has been playing amazing the last 3 weeks, and the Giants suck.
So you don't want Tommy DeVito?
Not at all. Every time you say that guy's name, dog, I think that's not a real football player.
It's gonna be a fun game, man. New York. I'm assuming this is Monday Night Football. It's the last game I got written down.
It's not gonna be a fun game. It's gonna be a boring game. It's gonna be a blowout.
It's not gonna be a blowout, but it is gonna be a boring game. And I think Tommy DeVito falls apart. And Green Bay go ahead and covers that. I need Jordan Love to keep it up though, because he's my fantasy quarterback, and I need him to take me to a championship. So
I need Jordan Love. and the Packers to play better teams so they can lose this division and we win handily.
Or the Lions could just win out, and the Packers could just win out, and then everybody's happy. How about that? And they all gotta play each other, so I think that's the best case scenario for all parties. But yeah, man, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all. I have a whole lot this week.
Well,
the power of the cut here is gonna kick in this week, and Hutch is gonna be like the opposite of Hutch is gonna be the Goliath. He's gonna win. The Lions are gonna win, and it's gonna take over. He's gonna turn into a super guy. So, but other than that, like I said, I ain't got nothing.
Pistons lose tonight. Lions win on Sunday.
With that, we out. Peace.